Hello all you wonderful people and welcome to the stream. Alright guys, so today we are checking out Snapshot 19W09A. Alright, and also, let me turn the volume on because there are some new sounds that have been added and all sorts of stuff. It's raining, so we are in creative. I have gone into creative and I need to somehow mute this just a second because I am hearing two of myself right now and that needs to stop. And I believe I've stopped it. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I've managed to go into creative and create a giant showcase over here of everything that's been added, and there has been a whole lot added to the game in this latest update. So let's start off over here with someone that looks... Hang on. Is he imitating my look? Okay, let's get in here. I believe I put the gate on this side, yes, good. So, you are imitating my look. You have the red and the red. I have the red and the red. Are we long lost cousins? We've got the mysterious trader over here. Now, the wandering trader will travel from place to place. He will pop up at random, I believe, and you'll be able to trade with him. He's always accompanied by at least two of these fancy llamas that you won't be able to get their carpet designs anywhere else. And he offers all sorts of unique type of trades, like buckets of fish. I came across one while I was building all of this that actually had an ice block for trade and stuff like that. So pretty unique stuff. And I tried to trade with them, and unfortunately it seems like their trades get locked out. All of this is subject to change, and this is all depending on the knowledge that I have, which may not be 100% accurate, but it's pretty good at this stage of the game. But yeah, as to what is going on here. So, trades seem to get locked out after a certain amount, and it's just not a nice way to get items that you may not be able to find in your native biome that you've settled down in. Next, moving on to here, you see we have some lanterns, and this is a new light source block. We'll be looking more into that when it turns nighttime, and we can see that more accurately. Also, we have bamboo, and as you can see, it can grow very, very tall indeed. Here's it at all sorts of different stages of growth that you can see over there. And where did I put the gate? On this one. Did I not even put a gate? That might indeed be the case, that I forgot to put the gate entirely. But anyway, over here we have panda bears. And the reason why they've got the little dot name tag above them is just so that they don't disappear before I had a chance to do the video. And we've got little baby pandas as well. Sometimes the little baby pandas can get sick, or sick ones can spawn, and then when they sneeze, a little slime ball will be on the ground, which I think is actually, it's gross, but it's cute at the same time. So it's a bit of a mixture of both. And I just love how green the bamboo is. For those of you that know me for a long time in Minecraft, you know that I absolutely love green in Minecraft. Anything green, and I'm there. I'm sold. So yeah, the super green bamboo in Minecraft is really my digs. I like it. And yeah, so we've just had the 3 baby pandas grow up. So there's that. For some reason they're all chilling in the water here. They got the land over here with the bamboo, but none of them want to be there for now. So anyway, let's just break our way through there like that. And come over here, because there is yet another new animal to look at. Well, not entirely new. And as you can see, they're all named Cat. But these are cats that will spawn randomly in villages. And there's no more ocelots. So, well, there are ocelots, but you can't tame them into cats. These are the ones that you need to tame now. So I believe it takes fish, same as usual. So if we just grab a fish... Now, I don't think it'll be tropical fish, so we'll probably need something like salmon, or... I'm not too sure how this works. Let's find out together, shall we? There we go. Yep, 1 salmon, and there we go. We've got a cat. Best friends forever. So, yeah, you just tame these cats in the normal way, and they will become your pets. And as you can see, there's many different varieties. This is not all the varieties that there are. There are many, many more, but, yeah. Okay, next up. Whirlwind tour, indeed. We have foxes, and they are absolutely adorable. Now, I believe that you can feed them berries, and then that will make them breed, and if you feed the little one berries, he'll become tame to you. I'm not entirely sure on how that process works, because I tried, and as you can see, these things still tend to run away from me. But they are actually really, really cute, the little foxes, and they have different behaviors out in the wild depending on what happens, and I like the way that they sit down randomly and whatnot. It's just cute. I like foxes. Foxes are adorable. Alright, moving on to yet another animal, and I left a tree. Oh my gosh, okay. But we have the regular mushroom, and then we have the brown mushroom. Now, this is always a thing that didn't make sense to me. Why do only the red mushrooms affect the mushrooms, the cows, and turn them into mushrooms? But now we have brown ones. But these still don't spawn naturally. The only way you can get a brown mushroom is if one of these red mushrooms gets struck by lightning. And so yeah, I struck one of them with lightning, and we got this brown mushroom over here. And what is special about the brown mushroom, you ask, Matthias? Why, what's the point except for the color change? Well, brown mushrooms actually have a very, very special thing about them. So if we come into here, and you can see spawn eggs and whatnot still hanging out in my inventory. If we come over here, and I believe we need to be into survival, because for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to do it when I am not in survival, so let us just quickly do that. So yeah, you can milk the mushroom, and you can drink its stew, right? So that gives you mushroom stew instead of milk, and you can chow down on mushroom stew. But with the brown mushroom, what you can do is you can feed it one of these different flowers, and depending on the different flower that you feed it, it will give you a different effect. So let us get a dandelion, for instance, feed it one of those, and then milk it, and we get a suspicious stew. Now, that suspicious stew's effect will change based on what it is that you have fed to the mushroom. So yeah, we fed it a dandelion, and each one of these flowers that are in here, oxeye, cornflower, lily of the valley, wither rose, red tulip, azure blute, allium, blue orchid, poppy, and dandelion, each have a different and unique effect depending on what you feed it. And there are other ways that you can find suspicious stew too, but that's just an interesting way of getting it. Alright, so let's get a bit hungry, and let's see what effect this has on us. So we need to run around for a bit in order to get hungry. Let's, what game mode am I on at the moment? Hard, so it shouldn't be too long. Let's just carry on with the tour, and we'll come back from time to time and check in on this guy. So next up, we have the berry bushes, and this is where you get the food for the foxes. You right-click to harvest the berry bushes. If you walk into the berry bushes, not only does it slow you down, but every time you move, you take damage. So if you stay still, you're fine, but as soon as you start moving while in a berry bush is when you start taking damage. The berries, I believe, restore a little bit of hunger. Let's test that out now. Yeah, a little bit of hunger, not too much. Let's take some more damage so that we can use up some more hunger to repair that. Alright, so here we've got wheat and all our usual crops as usual. Oops. Well, that just broke. Okay, but I just thought it was a nice idea to ring your farms with berry bushes. It's just a nice way to harvest them and keep mobs out of them because they do damage as they go in. We have another thing here, a composter. So, let's harvest some crops. And you know how when you harvest your wheat, sometimes you run into the problem where you've got more than enough seeds to replant with. So you come through here, you've replanted all of your wheat, and hey, I've still got 18 seeds and I don't have any chickens to feed. Well, this solves that problem. You just chuck it into the composter over here instead of it taking up inventory space, and pop, out one bone meal. So it's not the most economical thing in the world, but it is like a trash can full of the stuff you don't need. So depending on what you put in there as well, it will form more of this mulch that will then turn into bone meal that you can then think. So it's just a nice little added extra feature, but I do wish it was more, you got more for what you put in sort of thing. That is one thing. Okay, now we can use our suspicious stew. And with that dandelion, we get saturation for 2 seconds, which is nice. Because 5 seconds, I believe it would mean by the time that I looked into the inventory there. So, which is super cool, because that means that our hearts went all the way up to the top where they wouldn't have been before. So let's put in a poppy next. Let's feed this guy a poppy. And milk him. And let's see what this suspicious stew does for us with the poppy shell here. So yeah. That's the crops, this is the lanterns, so let us start on our way up. We have to climb up and up the stairs as we go, where they stop only I know. So yeah, another thing with lanterns, guys, now you can do a proper lantern sort of lamppost thing, because the lanterns, when they are hanging from something, actually have a very nice decorative chain, which you will see when we get further up. When they're on the ground, they do not. So it's just a nice little added feature to lanterns that I like very much indeed. Okay. Oh, thanks for the egg chicken. Don't know how you got there. Okay, so we are up at the tower, and let's head down here first of all, because we have a few things to look at over here. So over here we have this, which is can't remember what this is in fact. So let us go into game mode creative, as I said. my mind. Smithing table. Not too sure what the effect of that will be yet, because unfortunately, it doesn't have any functionality. But I'm imagining it's going to have something to do with turning ingots into blocks and blocks into ingots and stuff like that. Then over here we have the stone cutting table, which is really, really awesome. I actually wish they had like a wood cutting table, because what you can do is if you take the stone cutter, it automatically displays all the types of blocks that you can make with the stone. So you don't have to go through the clunky crafting process, it's just all laid out neatly. And I believe the things that you need, it's equivalent. So one stone gives you one stone stair. This will give you two. So it's very nicely equivalent in that way and saves you resources. Now, I believe they have added more stair types. Yep, there we go. So like granite has granite stairs now, and you can get that straight from the stone cutter. Really, really nice, really, really handy. I'm gonna go back into game mode survival, just so that we can get our hunger ticking down again. Right, so I've just arrayed a whole bunch of them around here, like this is the underground blacksmith workshop. And then over here we have another thing. This is repair and disenchant. So this is a stone wheel, basically a grinder, whereupon you can place your weapons and remove their enchantments, but also repair them if they get damaged. So that's super, super handy, because we haven't really had anything that can remove enchantments. Now, as far as I know, it removes all enchantments on a weapon. So let's just test that out, shall we? Back into creative we go. Alright, we're going to be switching back and forth as we go along. So let's grab a sword and let's put sharpness and smite. Now let's see if we combine this with both of those enchantments. Oh, we can't have sharpness and smite. There we go. Sharpness and knockback. There we go. So let's take sharpness and knockback over here. Alright, so now if we put it in here, it removes both of them. So we don't get given a choice of, hey, do you want to remove only one of them? No, it just clears all of the enchantments off a weapon, which still can be useful if you've got a diamond sword, you put Bane of Arthropods on it, and you really don't want it to have Bane of Arthropods or something, you can get rid of it. Or if you get a trident, and for some reason you can only get a hold of one, and you want its specific enchantment that nullifies the other one. If that makes any sense at all. But anyway, yeah. So that's really cool. And you may notice some smoke billowing over there. And that is because behind here, we've got a new thing called campfires. And I don't want to flood the whole base with lava at the moment. But yeah, we've got campfires now, which actually produce smoke. And they'll produce varying degrees or varying heights of smoke, depending on what block you have underneath them. So if you have like a block like wood or something underneath, it'll be shorter. But if you put hay bales underneath them, the smoke goes high into the sky. And we'll get into more of that later, because I've got some more stuff to show you guys after the whole tower section, so stay tuned. Alright, so over here we have a furnace, we have a blast furnace, and we have a smoker. So the regular furnace, as you guys know, that will cook your pork chops, that will cook your iron and whatnot, and it will do it at a pretty decent rate. So let's get some coal here, blocks of coal. Right, so if we put blocks of coal in here, and we take half of this food and just get it cooking, right? Blast furnace. Let's put a few blocks of coal in here. Now, blast furnace, I believe, is for iron, so let's just get that iron cooking in there, and just to compare, put some iron in there. Alright, now, smoker does food. What is the point of that, you ask? Why are these specific? Because these apparently cook much quicker than the ordinary furnace. You can see the ordinary furnace as of now has done 3 pork chops and has done 1 block of iron. This has already done 5 blocks of iron and 3 pork chops. And as you know, we put this one in much later. We'll come back in a little bit to this and see how the progression has been going. And over here we have something new once again. We have the barrel, which are basically like chests, except that they open like that. And you can have them in all sorts of orientations and whatnot. So basically just a different type of chest. And I actually quite like the look of them as compared to chests, and much prefer the sound of them opening and closing. Because the ordinary chests, when they open and close, make that new squeak sound, and I really don't like that. So at least with this, it's more of like a sliding sound, much more subtle. And as you can see over here, the chain on the lantern on the floor is just a little bit sticking out there, whereas it's a full chain over here when it's actually attached to the ceiling. So let's head back down over here and have a look at our smoker is now up to 14, and this one's only up to 9. So certainly a big difference, 17 to 7, as compared to cooking speed. So if you have a whole array of smokers, want to do a whole bunch of food, it's much quicker than cooking in a furnace. Same with blast furnacing your iron as compared to furnacing your iron, which is really, really neat that you now have that choice and that opportunity to do something different and something new. Also, we have stone stairs. We have a whole bunch of different stairs, a whole bunch of different slabs that have been added. Also, for my favorite block in the game, red nether brick, I believe we now have a red nether brick stairs and red nether brick slabs and red nether brick walls. So yeah, my favorite block in the game, guys. Look at that. It doesn't look as red as it used to, which is unfortunate, because I really used to like how red it was. But it's still looking pretty cool. I really, really like it still. And it's a nice accent block to add to any build. And especially now that it's got the different shapes, it's got much, much more functionality than it used to have. So let's just put that away for now. We don't want to type E either. Okay, and let's head down here again, because I think it is time that we tested out another stew, I do believe. So let us go to a game mode survival. There we go, and take a bit of damage, hopefully. I've thrown away my stew at some stage. I'm not entirely sure what happened to it. But let us get a couple of stews with us, and then we can just try out their different effects. And because we also had that saturation, hunger will take a bit longer to go down. Alright, so let's grab a few bowls here. Let's feed him a poppy once again, and maybe a blue orchid, and an allium. Alright, so we want to feed you a poppy. Milk here. Feed you... Come here. No, I don't want it to plant. No, don't want to plant the allium. We want to feed it to you. There we go. Get another suspicious stew. Feed you the blue orchid, and another suspicious stew. Alright. Now, let us leave here, and let us try the poppy. Oh, that gives me speed, so we can run a bit faster now from eating a poppy suspicious stew, but not for very long at all, I must say. The effects of the suspicious stew are not the longest lasting effects in the world of Minecraft. Only a few 5 seconds, but it's still an interesting thing that you never really know what you get unless you memorize which bowl of suspicious stew is which. Maybe you can name them in an anvil. That could also be an interesting way of doing things. Let us see what this does. That gives us fire resistance for 5 seconds. Okay. And let us try and get one more bowl in. Get some more damage. And that will allow us to get the hunger going down quicker. Alright, there we go. And that gave us saturation once again. Okay. So we're getting more or less into the effects, and there's a whole bunch more effects. I won't spoil all of them for you guys. I'll let you guys go and check it out and see what you think of the different effects that you can get from the suspicious stew. Will they be useful? Won't they be useful? I think that's for you guys to decide. For me, they're just a little fun thing to mess around with when you're having fun. So let us go back into creative mode now. There we go. Now that we are in creative mode once again, we can head on up this ladder and see that we have a room full of chests. So yeah, I just wanted to do that to compare the general aesthetic to the storage room. So here we have the room full of barrels and a room full of chests. Just to compare the looks, because they basically serve the same function. Then over here, we have something very interesting indeed. What this is a loom, and this allows you to craft banners much, much easier than what it previously was. And over here, we do that by having banner patterns. You can make these now, and they have things like the flower charge, creeper charge, the thing, and whatnot, which is really, really cool. So to use these, we need a banner. Oh, that's a block. We don't particularly need a block, we need a banner. There we go. So you place your banner in there, and then you will grab one of the patterns. So let's get the flower charge for now. So if we put the banner and the flower charge, and then we need a color. So what color shall we do this? Let's say red. So also dyes have changed now. For instance, bone meal is no longer white dye. There is actually white dye that you need to make. So there's one more step in the crafting process for that sort of stuff. And as you can see, it comes up with the pattern for the red dye. Flower charge right there, and we keep the banner pattern, which is really, really cool. So it's not a one-use thing anymore. Now, if we want to, we can then get some more dye. Let us say some yellow dye. And if we place the banner back in there and put some more dye, you can see all the different patterns that you can apply to the banner come up here, and you can actually cycle through them, which is really, really awesome because you can see how they will look before you commit to it, which is a super, super function which wasn't there before and is sorely needed. And I actually quite like this one. So yeah, we're going to go for this. So that's the banner there. Very, very nice indeed, and something that would have perhaps been a bit more difficult to do if it were not for these looms. There we go. Alright, so now that we've checked out the looms, we can head on up. And also these blocks, you must remember, open the possibility for different things. Maybe they'll add in a way to add custom designs onto leather armor or stuff like that, which would be really, really cool. Using the looms, that's just an idea that could be used for the future. And over here we have very interesting things indeed. So we have these things which are lecterns, and what they allow you to do is we've got the lectern and then we've got the book placed in the lectern. And we can take the book, open it, right, hi, how are you? Question mark. There we go. Then if we place it in the lectern there, everybody can read it, which is super cool. So if you're playing on a multiplayer server and want to have access to a book for multiple players at once, instead of one player having to hold it in the inventory and read for everybody, you just place it on a lectern, everybody right clicks on it, and they can read, as many as can gather around, can read what is on that book, which is really, really cool, and it looks super cool. Just the little bookshelf down below, the whole stand itself, looks really, really cool. I actually wish this was on the Diamond Society when I was building the cathedral there, because this would have made an awesome pulpit for the cathedral in the Diamond Society. So yeah, and then we've got this over here, which is a cartography table. So if we take a map, we can place it in the cartography table. It displays what is upon the map. And if the map isn't already full-sized, which this one is, you can place paper down there and enlarge it. So you can enlarge it and enlarge it and enlarge it. And that is how you can utilize your cartography table, which I think is also a very, very handy addition to the game. So none of these features were technically not in the game before, but they've all just been simplified and added to and just made better in my opinion. And yeah, this is the map of the region that I'm in currently. As you can see, it's not entirely filled in, lots of little speckles and spockles all over the place, but that's mostly because I lost this tower, guys. So yeah, as you'll see, there have been more additions to the game that I can't show you just by being in this one tower. So we're actually going to go exploring later, and I've taken note of some chords that we must go and visit. But yeah, I went out exploring and I completely lost my way. So I made this map when I was over there, and I decided to explore the entirety of it until I found my tower, and I found my tower right over there, right before the last turn to complete the map. So yeah, it took me quite a while, but at least I got to show you guys the map in the cartography table there. So this is nothing's really changed here. I just thought it needed a room like this. And then if we carry on further up, we see yet another new addition to the game, and these are fletching tables. Now I believe that that is going to have something to do with arrows. However, that is just based on the name fletching. You can see sort of like a feather and an arrow shaft, I'm guessing. An arrow over there and a target. That would be really, really cool for like target practice, especially since they have added crossbows to the game. So we can do that and then set our sights and fire, and you can see we got very, very close to a bullseye over there. So it's very, very nice for targets and whatnot for the moment, but it doesn't have any functionality, and sometimes the arrows don't even show on it for whatever reason, but it doesn't have any added functionality beyond that there. So I'm wondering what the functionality will be for it. Probably to craft bows and arrows, I'm guessing, but yeah, I didn't know that needed streamlining, so we'll see, I like the changes that they made so far, so we'll see how that goes. And also, the crossbow, you wind it up, and it will keep the arrow notched, and then you just right click and let it go. So, whereas with the bow, you wind it and hold it, with the crossbow, it holds itself. So see, with the bow, you have to hold it in place. If you ever let go, it fires. With the crossbow, you just wind it once, and then it fires. However, the bow does have a quicker rate of fire, and you can also do like sort of half-charge shots, which you can't with the crossbow. You have to do a full charge before it will fire anything. And it has different enchantments on it, which I've gone over in previous videos, like impaling and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright, coming up to here, I don't believe anything really has changed, except some of the new flowers can now be put into pots and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much the same with brewing. Moving on, with music, there is an interesting change, in fact. But it's not on this floor, it is on the next floor. Alright, shulker boxes and all that are still the same. However, over here, there have been new music notes, music blocks added to the game. Note blocks, that is. So we have a wider range of instruments to choose from. Now, a friend of mine is, Hodag, is really into music and whatnot. And he, previously, when they added more note blocks to the game, I thought he would be really excited. But he said it's not so much the variety of instruments that's lacking at this point, it's the ability to hold or shorten notes. So if they could sort of make it so that if a redstone charge lingers, it holds the note, and if it's a short redstone charge, then it would hasten the note. That would be really cool. But they haven't done that. So at the moment, it's just a variation of musical instruments that you can play using the different note blocks. So let's turn off the game music for now, just so we can listen to this. So that's the iron block. Okay, then we got the bone block. There we go, wool block. Ice, packed ice. I really like the sound of that one. It's got like sort of like a magical charm to it. Then we've got clay. We've got gold. Stone, which is like a bass or snare drum, I'm not too sure which. Then we got glass, which is clicky. Got sand, that's your snare right there. Got your wood. Then we get on to what I believe are the new ones. Soul sand. Pumpkin. We've got dirt, emerald, which is very chiptune-y. I can imagine people really using this one in chiptunes. We've got hay bale, which sounds like a banjo, and we've got glowstone. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of different types of note blocks, as you guys can hear for yourselves, and this is my bedroom. So yeah, the reason why I died and couldn't find this place is because this bed, apparently, you can't spawn anywhere. So I need to do that, otherwise be in big trouble. So yeah, that's really cool. And then right at the top of the tower, we have a bell. So yeah, guys, you can ring the bell now, and it's got a sound. I actually wish it was a higher pitch sound, and there was a bigger one that had a lower pitch sound. That would be really cool, but for now, it's just that. Okay, so let us head all the way down to the bottom of the tower. Alright, and now what I want to do quickly is to grabulate my different coordinates that I have prepared for now. So, capture 1. Let us see. The first set of coordinates that we need to head towards, if it will open in a timely fashion, please. Will you be so kind as to do so? I believe you will. Okay. Minus 4,258. And 400, I believe it is. Okay. So, let us start the journey. Alright. I think the quicker way to do this would be TP at TP F7 to minus 4,300 No, we don't want to be 300 blocks in the air. 90 and 400. I believe I'm in a correctish place. I need to be 4,258. Okay, to be precise. So 4,258. And the game is lagging a bit, unfortunately. Okay, so we just need to wait a little bit as it catches up for us. For those of you that have not seen turtles yet from the other update, there they are. Chilling on the beach, like they do. Okay, so 4,200. Okay, we are at 4,200 by something along this line. We are in the wrong place. Why is that? 258. 258. So we need to either make this number smaller or bigger, and I am going to go out on a limb and say we need to make this number bigger. So let us do so. Because what we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is a village that I have found earlier, which I don't seem to be coming across right now. Which is interesting. It would be interesting indeed if my first set of coordinates is a bust. I promised there was a village. Anyway, there's a shipwreck down there and there's a coral, so we are seeing interesting stuff, or relatively new stuff, that is. And yeah, this is a total and utter bust. Gosh. Wow. Okay, that coordinate does not work. Let us try another one. -1712. Okay, so let us do this. /TP. Thice -1712. Let's go 90 blocks into the air again. That's just that we don't clip into a mountainside or anything, hopefully. And let's go 134. Okay. Give things a bit to load in. Right, and that takes us closer to where we started. But once again, why would my coordinates be different? This is confusing me, guys, one heck of a lot, because I took time and effort to go and look through all these places before I even started so that this wouldn't happen, and now it is. Okay, but it's fine. We are having an adventure. If all goes to pot, what we will do is we will make sure that we can utilize our bed and such to go back to the tower. Actually, I didn't sleep in the bed, did I? Wow. Okay. This is not going well. But yeah, because I know for a fact that around the map, do we still have a map on us? We do. Okay. Let us get back on this map, because around this map, there are villages that I found. So, over here somewhere, unfortunately we can't just teleport to them like I was hoping to do, but yeah. So over here is a very interesting thing indeed. So this is an Illager Tower, guys, which is what I actually wanted to teleport to in the first place, but as you can see, the coordinates were way off. So over here you will have Illager beasts spawning sometimes, and I believe they can... Oh, there's an iron golem trapped in this cage. We are going to free this guy, because iron golems do not belong in cages. You're free to go whenever you want, my friend. And then I believe that Illagers will spawn in here, and you'll be able to battle them. I'm not entirely sure how that will work, but at the top, if you manage to climb to the top of the tower, there is a chest with a crossbow, bottle of enchanting, some wheat, dark oak logs, and some string. Right, so it's a nice little outpost over here that's guarding over what I do not know. So yeah, I don't know quite what it is that triggers them to spawn or not spawn. There's a bit of a logs over here that have spawned weirdly because of the terrain. There we go. I love falling sand, so I love knocking the falling sand out like that. And I need a sip of water quickly. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we got the lovely Illager Tower over here, along with the banners, the Illager banners. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then, if we come along this way, carry on in this direction, we should come across a village pretty soon. And this I thought was very, very interesting to show you guys. Look how close it is to that Illager Tower over here. But it's just a few houses. There's nothing really much going on here. There is a bell and there is a cactus in the middle fountain area. And we have the blast furnace seated in gravel over here with some buttons. It's really, really, the aesthetic of the villages have improved a lot. Now, unfortunately, this is an abandoned village. I do not see anybody in here. And there's a new glance at the lectern over there, along with some bookshelves, which is pretty cool indeed. Okay, so let us get our map back out and carry on heading downwards, because there is another village in this direction, if memory serves me correctly. Alright, yep, there it is. Okay, and this is an interesting look at how a desert village will now spawn, a full one, not like those two houses that were over there. But yeah, look at this, guys. It looks really, really awesome. I like the way that it's got this like castle-y sort of crenellations on top of it. Really, really awesome. Also, they've incorporated some terracotta into their build, which is interesting as well. It's not just one block type now, it is a variety of block type. Even inside has like chairs and table with a pot plant on it and a bed. So if you can't find sheep and you want to find a bed, village is a good place to get that. Here's an example of the cats that will now randomly spawn. And you can also find like wheat and emeralds and whatnot. So it's a good thing to get your trading started with the villagers. I don't believe they'll trade with me. Unless, no. Okay, that's a Nitwood, I believe, because he's got a green coat. Yeah. So the fisherman will do his standard trades and whatnot. We also have some more stuff in here. Got a book. So yeah, there's actual stuff in the houses now that you can look through, and it's not just go into the village, go to the blacksmith, get out. There's actually like other stuff to find in and around the village, which is really, really cool. Like the specific crafting things and whatnot, and food. So it's very, very useful to explore the houses now, which I really like. It adds a whole new dimension to the game, and let's just sleep in this bed, because why not? At least we will have something centered. And hi, the winged lynx. Nice to have you here. Glad you could make it. What do you think of the update so far? I'm really, really liking it. I really like all the stuff that they've added to the game so far. One of the better updates in recent times, I would say, actually, in terms of functionality. And here we have a town bell. Let's give that a ring. And unfortunately, the well is only one deep over here, so not much. But we also have these buildings, which is really, really cool. So this is the new like guard towers, at least in this build of the game, so we can make our way all the way to the top. And on the way up there is a chest with some more food and cactus and stuff. Whoa. And we overshot. Let's see if there's similar treasure at the top of this one. Yeah, so it's just like basic stuff, but if you're starving, that bread will definitely be a lifesaver. That is for sure. And we've got another little house over here, in and out. Looks really interesting, the wingling says. Yeah, I think so too, mate. I think it looks really interesting indeed. And the interesting thing about this village, no, not this village. There is another village that I will show you later. It has a very, very interesting way that it is spawned. Okay, so let us head around this way. If we head into here a bit, we should come across another village relatively soon, I believe. Because this place was just chock-a-block full of villagers and villagers. And unfortunately, a pillager raid started while I was exploring and ran out by the time I'd finished exploring. Otherwise, I would have been able to show you guys one of those, which I'm sure you would have liked to see. Maybe we'll be lucky and it shall happen again. Alright, so now we are heading more inland. And I believe in this desert just across from us, before the mesa, there was another village. So there's another desert village, at least in this direction. Yep, there it is over there. And this one, interestingly, has a very, very different style. So you remember that other desert village we were just at that had crenellations everywhere and whatnot? This one has its own unique style, and they are both desert villagers. I'd say it's a lot better than what I expected. Indeed, Winglings, same. I wasn't expecting this much from it, but it really, really has blown past all my expectations. So I fully agree with you there. We've got a desert well over here. Nice. But yeah, this even within the desert, there are different types of desert things. And the traditional blacksmith over here, with the good loot. And we've got a stone grinder over there, weapons grinder, weapons wheel, whatever it's called. And traditional well, all sorts of stuff. And look at the amount of iron golems in this place. My goodness, I don't know if this is normal. I don't think it's normal. Oh yes, this is where the raid was happening, and I just built a ton of iron golems to protect this place because I didn't want it to go before I got a chance to show you guys. But yeah, this is this is another desert village over here. You can see the sort of loot that's in it. Yeah, so it's just nice that there's variation within the individual biomes, that every desert village won't look exactly the same that you go into. Okay, so let us head on up this way, I believe, to that patch of green up in the corner there, because I do believe there is another village there that I want to show you, if memory serves me. Yep, I haven't played since the aquatic update. Yeah, a lot of players actually have been saying that they're getting Minecraft fatigue, and it's too much Minecraft for them, or things haven't changed enough or whatnot. This update is really getting me back into it. Just the amounts of change and how into the game they seem to be making it. Like, they're really trying with this update and trying to give players what they want, which is more functionality and more blocks and just a whole bunch more to do stuff with. It looks like I remembered incorrectly, so we shall do a turn around here and make our way back home to the tower. So yeah, want to just take a sip of water quickly. Ah, good old H2O. Alright, this is having the added bonus of filling in the spots that I didn't fill in previously, so the perfectionist in me is going, yay, no more missing spots on the map. Although there will still be some, unfortunately. Those missing spots, I hate them so. Okay, right, so back in this area, you see some crazy terrain generation over here. Where was those other villages now? I think what I will have to do is, if I teleport to those 4,000 blocks out, right? So teleport F7 to negative, let's say negative 5,000, and let's make our way back home from there. Let's go to 500. Alright, and then let's make our way home from there. Wait for the land to load in around us. Hello? Land? You can show up anytime now. Apparently I teleported into an endless void. That's not going to look good on my resume. Oh, there we go. Land has finally decided to say hello. Alright, now we want to be heading this way. Okay. So let's head this way and see what villages and stuff we come along across as we go along here. So now, like I said previously, I did have a whole bunch of coordinates that I had written down so that we wouldn't have to explore during the stream. I was just going to teleport to all the cool villages and stuff that I had found along the way, but unfortunately they don't work. I've typed them in, and where I thought were coordinates, I can't find anything at those coordinates I wrote down. So yeah, anyway, here's a sunken ship down here, which is pretty cool. Look at this thing, it looks so epic. And just under the water. So this was from the update Aquatic, of course. Let's just see what we can find in here. If I can open this chest, thank you. Got a diamond and some lapis. 1 diamond, that is all. Anything underneath? Scuttle the ship. Even though it's already scuttled. Nothing there. Maybe in the front portion of the ship we can find something cool. Alright, so let's head into the front portion. Over here. Nah, just some poisonous rotten potatoes. Alright, and then let's head out of here once again. And keep going in this direction, I believe it was. Yep, okay. And hopefully come across some more stuff. Ocean Village, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I really love the shipwrecks and stuff that they added. So cool to find those just lying at the bottom of the ocean. And they are actually ocean villages, but they're not fully... how do you say this? They're not fully functioned. They are just ruins, underwater ruins. So maybe we'll even come across some of those as we make our way back home. Right, here we got a dark oak forest. And the land slowly jetting in around us. Okay, we got another shipwreck. This one is actually on land, which is really cool how it's harbored against the land like this. They are a bit too common for my tastes. You come across them a bit too often. But it is nice that they are there. I do not see any treasure in this part of it. There we go. Will you please open for me? We got some suspicious stew. So this is another way that we can find that suspicious stew from earlier, guys. You never know what effect it's going to have. And we also have a leather tunic that will vanish on you as soon as you die. What is in the back of this one, I wonder? Let us see what treasure awaits me. We got some emeralds and some iron. Nothing too crazy, but cool nonetheless. Alright. I almost threw away my map, which wouldn't have been a good day. Alright. So we need to head back this way, please. Your sir goes this way. Yeah. Okay, so we need to head over this way. No, this way. Get turned around way too easily. Okay. Don't know why. Usually I'm pretty good with directions in Minecraft, but today my head is not functioning as it should be. Alright, so let us carry on our exploration. Come on, land. Would be nice if you formed. There we go. We need to head more this way, in fact. Alright. We are getting back into the savannah territory here, which is not ideal because we've already seen these types of villages. So if we do come across some new ones here, it won't be all that new to you. But yeah, guys, basically, I'd say if you haven't played Minecraft for a while and you want to see what's going on in the world of Minecraft, come in and check it out. There are a whole bunch of new things that have been added to the game in this particular update. The snapshot is out there. Get playing it. It is so cool. Just the functionality in it, the ease of use has improved a lot. There's another ship over here. It's half rendered in over there. Crashed into the side of the bay. Must have been a mighty navy here once. And that's a nice thing as well with these new structures and stuff that they've been adding, is that it gives the whole storytelling, it gives the world a feel of history, which Minecraft for the longest time was lacking. It felt like a world that nobody had explored yet, which is nice in some way, because you feel like you're the first one to explore it, like you've been to a land that no one has been to before. But after you've had that feeling for so many years, like you have in Minecraft, it's nice as well now to explore it again and feel like it's been lived in. You know, there's villages dotted around that are actually different from one another, and we're back onto our map now, so we're coming across similar things that we've seen before. But yeah, guys, this is a very interesting village over here because it's spawned right over a crevice. So as you can see, the villagers in this place have a very dangerous walk to work in the morning. Let's just put it that way, where they have to be very careful not to fall into the crevice below, but at the same time they have a pretty awesome view. So yeah, it's just nice to find these places that have unique places that you can visit. There's unique, each town is different from one another. Each place that you go to has something unique to offer. And once you've explored and gathered all your stuff, there are different animals, there's different places and different biomes, there's different things to do, different places to see. It's just really cool, and I recommend that you check out. And yeah, let's hope that they don't fall down indeed. that would be very sad, very sad. And I always love this in the plains, how the trees grow like super tall every now and then. It just gives an extra je ne sais quoi to the plains that other biomes do not have. Anything for uniqueness, I'm all for. I believe that the bamboo actually grows in jungles, which is interesting because now every jungle is technically a bamboo jungle. So yeah, that's an interesting thing in and of itself. But yeah, thank you guys very, very much for tuning into the stream. I hope you've all enjoyed it. As always, my name is Athais, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks, Winglings, for tuning in. I hope to see you soon as well, my mate. Alright, bye everybody. Bye for now. Thank you.